New Orleans has this really unique food system. What we have is like a lot of people who are very passionate about growing food and have these really dynamic projects, but we don't have the like market potential. We don't have the purchasing, like power or desire to support a lot of full-time farmers. So we have like this imbalance where there's like a great love of food and demand for food, but there's not a lot of potential for people to make a living growing food. My name is Margee Green, or Margee Green. I am the executive director here at Sprout. My first farmer's market, a woman named Jeanette Bell, who's a phenomenal urban grower. She was sort of like my godmother in gardening in this city. She took me under her wing and like brought me into a garden space and then like literally sent me to market. Like she gave me a table, she gave me a tablecloth, she gave me a tent, she gave me like a mister bottle and like was like, go do it. I'm like a better person when I'm actively growing food. It's like the only thing I'm like centered and happy when I do. So I think for me, it's like, it's emotional reason to support people who are in relationship with land. Also, sustainable agriculture is a potential solution for the climate crisis. So those are things that are really important to me, but like when money is spent on local food, it's amplified in our economy. So if I can circulate more of the money that I spend to feed myself or my family in the community, that means that like I'm actually like building wealth in my community, which is something that's really important to me. And we have a tradition of growing food in New Orleans. It's something that's important to like people's bloodlines, you know. Land access is like, I would say the biggest problem that we have in the city is that there are so many talented people who know how to grow food and they just don't have the like space to do it. That's something that across the country was mostly, you know, stolen from the Black community. New Orleans used to be plentifully dotted with what's called a truck farm. It's like a subsistence garden, the idea that a family could be growing on a lot, like a diversity of things, a market garden style where they could load it all up in the truck, take it to the market, or they could sell it out of the back of the truck on the side of the road. And that actually was like a really important way for families, especially Black families, to be able to like build some wealth, purchase land, and like make money off of that land. Based on that model, we started this thing called the truck farm table at the market. And the idea was that people who were growing food on their small like home plots or in new urban farms, like basically people who weren't ready to go set up at market and be a full like, I can be there for 5 hours farmer at the market, could bring what they were growing to this table and we would sell it for them at no cost. So it met this like need of finding a way for people to start figuring out if they wanted to do this as a business or if they maybe want to do a hobby. Both things are awesome. So it was like this pipeline that we kind of conceived of, and then immediately we were like, oh, this works. People like this. They get to see what sells, and then the next season they can come in and start selling on their own. What a perfect world would look like is that people who wanted to get the skills to farm like had clear pathways to accessing land, and then our markets were like super well attended and people really supported the farmers in their community by like doing that purchasing, and that we also had like an amazing wraparound of like programs that helped everyone purchase local food. That's the dream world.